Welcome to this explainer. If you're a small business owner, a consultant, or maybe running a trades business, you've probably felt it. That routine that used to run perfectly, suddenly it feels like a constant struggle. You find yourself stepping in to fix things, answering the exact same questions over and over, or literally catching drop balls at 10 p.m. Well, I want to start by offering a little peace of mind here. Systems usually don't stop working because they were poorly built. Honestly, they stop working simply because the business has changed, and the system just kind of hasn't caught up yet. So today, we're going to look at how to review and adjust your systems so they actually fit the business you are running right now.
Here's the quick diagnostic journey we'll be taking today. We'll cover the maturity layer, what happens when the business changes, reviewing the 5 parts of your system, deciding to simplify, strengthen, or stop, reviewing owner involvement, and finally, your 30-day adjustment.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the maturity layer, strengthening the system.
To give you a bit of context, the Built to Thrive model organizes business growth into 3 distinct layers. First up is awareness, where you simply notice the issue. Second is practice, where you apply a structure or a tool to actually get the work done. And third is the maturity layer, which is really all about strengthening the system so it works consistently without requiring your constant attention. This is a maturity guide. We're looking at routines you already have in practice and figuring out how to make them stronger.
Moving to Section 2, when the business changes. It's not a failure, it's just growth. It is incredibly common to feel operational stress as your business evolves. A workflow that was absolute magic for 10 clients a month might completely break down when you hit 30. More volume, new tools, or even just increased risk can make an old routine feel a lot heavier than it used to. It's really important to remember this isn't a failure on your part, it's just a byproduct of growth.
So instead of looking at your operations and just feeling totally overwhelmed, I want you to ask yourself one central question. What no longer fits the way the business works now? Just asking that pivots our whole focus. We aren't looking for some massive overhaul here. We are just looking for specific signals of drift.
Step 1 of our diagnostic is to notice exactly what changed. Think back to when your current routine worked smoothly. Now, look at today. What's different? Did you add a second service truck? Are you a consultant managing way more revenue and increased risk? Have you brought on new people who need instructions? Or, honestly, maybe the biggest change is just that you, the owner, are experiencing serious fatigue. Pinpointing that fundamental difference is the crucial first step. Step 2, identify what feels heavier. Now, heaviness is a very real signal in your business. Look for the work that suddenly needs way more checking, creates more interruptions, or just gets messy. If a task keeps getting pushed aside, or worse, if the work just keeps returning to your desk for approval or to be fixed, that heaviness means the system absolutely needs to change to support your new reality.
Section 3, reviewing the 5 parts. Don't review everything at once. Let me assure you, you do not need a full corporate business redesign. We're just going to do a focused check on some moving parts.
There are 5 main parts to check in any routine. First up, the workflow. Are the steps actually still correct? Second, the checklist. Are we missing key details? Third, documentation. Are the instructions clear and up to date? Fourth, responsibility. Who actually owns this task right now? And fifth, the review rhythm. How often are we checking to ensure this is actually getting done? By breaking it down like this, you know exactly where to look without feeling completely swamped.
Section 4, simplify, strengthen, or stop. Right-sizing the structure. The whole goal here is adapting the system so it fits the exact shape of your business today. For Step 4, I really want you to decide whether to simplify, strengthen, or stop. It's such a common trap to think that every broken system automatically needs more structure. Sometimes, a process needs to be simplified because it's just gotten too bureaucratic. Sometimes, sure, it does need to be strengthened with a new checklist or clearer handoffs, but sometimes, you just need to stop doing it altogether because it frankly no longer helps the business at all.
And this brilliantly illustrates our 5th step, checking whether the tool still fits. You see, the question isn't whether your software is too basic or too advanced. The real question is simply whether it still supports the routine. You've got to clarify the routine first. Only after you know the steps and who is responsible should you decide if the spreadsheet, the app, or the software needs to change.
Section 5, review owner involvement, staying close to what matters. This is where we focus on the massive friction that happens when you, the owner, are trapped in every little routine detail.
You really need to stay close to what matters, not act as the bottleneck for absolutely everything. Ask yourself, What still relies strictly on your memory or effort? What are you still deciding, checking, or having to explain verbally over and over again simply because the system itself is unclear? Reviewing this is key because your ultimate goal is to reduce your dependency on those routine tasks so you can actually step back and lead.
Section 6, your 30-day adjustment, focusing on a single practical step. We are officially moving out of analysis mode and shifting into focused momentum.
Step 7 is to choose just one practical adjustment to test over the next 30 days. Please don't try to fix the whole business this week. Just pick one thing. Maybe it's establishing a strict follow-up date for quotes. Maybe it's a new trigger for sending invoices faster. It could be a simple file naming rule, an onboarding checklist, a saved email reply, or just committing to a weekly receipt capture. Pick one small, practical change and test it for a month.
So what does good enough look like when you finish this? Well, you're in a great spot if you can clearly identify what changed in the business, pinpoint exactly what feels heavier, know which part of the system no longer fits, and decide whether to simplify, strengthen, or stop it. Add to that knowing where you are carrying way too much and having that 130-day test lined up, that is a highly successful systems review.
I want to leave you with this incredibly important takeaway, and I really mean this. You do not need a perfect operating system. You need systems that keep fitting the business as it changes. Seriously, relieve yourself of the pressure of perfection. Systems are living things. They should serve you, not the other way around.
If you want a structured way to walk through this exact process, you can grab our matching tool, the Systems Review Worksheet. It's a paid download available on the site, and it's also fully included if you happen to have the Operations and Systems Maturity Toolkit.
And finally, as you go through this, you might find that the friction isn't just about a checklist or a workflow. If this review raises bigger questions about growth, simplification, succession, exit, or direction, move to strategy and transition. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Before you go, I want you to really think about it. What is the one outdated system you are letting hold your business back today? I'll see you in the next one.